Hello, everyone. My name is Dmitry, and let's start just right now. And let's start with the following thesis. I think most of us will agree on that Ethereum should be secure, decentralized, and censorship resistant. What does Ethereum need to achieve that? It needs for more soul stakers aligned with its goals. And where does Lido fit into this picture? We used to think about Lido as a curated set of big professional operators running thousands of validators on their own. But Lido is not only this, and there is a thing I want to talk about today, and this is a CSM, Community Staking Module. It is an extension of the Lido protocol created specifically for community stakers. Who are these community stakers? It is independent individuals, and so on. You got it. It is folks who are interested, who care about the future of Ethereum and want to participate in the Ethereum validation. And with this in mind, CSM was built on the following key values. First, it is to reduce barriers to entry, both economic and technical barriers. Second, it is improve Ethereum's resilience. And finally, make soul validation more profitable. And what do you need to actually become a soul staker? First, you will need for capital. It is at least 32 ETH to create a validator on the Ethereum network. And the last time I checked, it was about $80,000 US. And this is really huge pile of money. And how can CSM help here? The thing is that an operator can get most of the ETH required to create a validator if they provide a bond, such as 2 ETH, for example, and this is a much, much lower amount of money, basically, to create a validator compared to the vanilla setup. The second thing you need, it is a hardware, so you actually need a validator node is to be properly configured and running. And thanks to the CSM partner integrations, it is possible to create a fully configured validator node just in a few clicks. This node will meet all the requirements the CSM expect from your operator. And finally, this is the CSM itself. It offers the easy-to-use, simple user interface not to make such a complex thing as Ethereum validation even more complicated. And let me prove it. So for this, let's just jump into the community staking module widget. It is basically the interface created for community stakers, for soul stakers. And while we're not connected, we can just tap on the link on the page, and my bad. It will go straight to the operator portal with extensive documentation how to actually join CSM. And we will just go straight to joining CSM. And for today, we will skip the step 0, hardware and software preparation, because actually we can just jump in without the actual hardware preparation. And there are a lot of different integrations where you can, as I said, create your validation setup in just a few clicks. And other than that, you can just go with your vanilla setup or more complicated options such as distributed validator technology. So it's completely up to you. But anyway, you will need to somehow generate your validator keys. And there are also plenty of options because integrations most of the time provide you a way to generate it within the application, for example, something like this. But for today, we will just use one of the ways. It is a separate tool. There are different types of them, graphical ones and command line ones. For example, Wagyu, which is primarily graphical user interface oriented, but in fact, it is a wrapper around just a command line utility created by Ethereum. So if we will go to Ethereum GitHub and go to staking deposit CLI repository, there will be a tool to actually generate keys, and there are releases for different platforms. I have already downloaded it for me. I just have to unpack it, and in the directory there will be a deposit executable. And for this, and today we just create validators keys for a new mnemonic. This CLI utility also allows to generate new mnemonic for us, and the actual command looks like this. So it basically deposit new mnemonic, and the only argument which is really important for us is the execution address. The thing is that we are supposed to create a validator on the Ethereum network, and most of the ETH will be provided by the protocol, and we will have to return the tip back to the protocol. And we, in this it is required to have execution. It is required to have withdrawal credentials of a validator, being a withdrawal vault of Lido. We can grab this address directly from documentation, and it's called just withdrawal vault. So yeah, it's here. So here I already have this address in my command history. So yeah, just trust me. And this utility will ask for a few options. So continue with language English, and I will just repeat the execution address. Okay. And the language for the mnemonic, and it will be English as well. And for this example, we'll create two validators keys, and it is important that is for Haleshka network. And just create some password for a key store. Okay. So here is generated by the tool, a mnemonic generated by the tool. We will have to save it for a moment. Okay. And oops. Okay, and it will just it asks to retype it back. So just passed in, and now it's creating our validators keys. And now we have two key stores, one for the every generated key, and the deposit data. The deposit data is an important file. This is the actually data we will upload to the CSM module, which will allow for the protocol to create a validator with your validator keys. So let's jump in back to the thing. We don't need this. To the widget. Connect our wallet. Not this one. Oops. Okay, awesome. So we just duplicate for you information about how to create a validator or basically the requirements that CSM expects from you. And we now on the step 4, generate key, and we prepare deposit data, JSON file. And let's jump in just to create node operator. So let's copy the deposit data content. Okay. Don't worry, we won't need command line anymore, I think, for this talk. And yeah, we just have generated two validators keys, and the system recognized amount of keys we're going to upload. And it automatically calculate amount of ETH required for a bond to be provided. So it's a little bit less than 2 ETH per a validator key. And now we just hit create node operator, and I hope it will do it. So let's confirm the transaction. I think usually like live presentation is supposed to fail. So yeah. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, if we just uploaded our keys and we have created a new node operator. And now we have its ID, its like the basic identifier of a node operator. You won't need it most of the time, but just keep in mind sometimes if you will just have to take a look into more details about your node operator, you will probably need this ID. And now let's go to the dashboard. Here we will see the information about your keys. Now we have 2 deposable keys, just keys we just created, and the name says by itself basically. So this is the amount of keys that the protocol can deposit right now for you. We don't have any active keys now because we just created a node operator. There's nothing running at the moment. We will just wait for the protocol to deposit these keys. And other thing we also have just zeros, just because we have no history in our node operator, but I will show you a different one in a moment, and we will describe it in more details. And the next thing is to look at it is a bond and rewards. Now we just uploaded some 3.9 ETH. It was converted automatically to STETH because it is a token the bond actually is stored in. And at the moment, just because we just created a node operator, there is nothing to claim. There are no rewards earning by node operator and no difference in bond at all. But we will see another picture just in a moment. And a node operator has 2 addresses associated with it. It is a manager address and a reward address. Manager address basically makes all the service stuff around the node operator. It means uploading new validators keys, removing them, uploading more bond, and so on. And reward address is basically created to receive rewards. And sometimes, in rare cases when you have no access to the manager address, you can use your reward address to reset it to something else. And you actually can change these addresses to basically transfer the manager rights to another address. And before the talk, I created this request to change node operator manager address on a different node operator. And now I'm going to accept this and to become a manager of another node operator. Okay, this is node operator 3, so it's some kind of early node operators on the testnet, and it has actually some kind of history in it. Awesome. So now here, maybe not now. Okay, let's wait a little bit. We will be able to see one more node operator. Yeah. So now we see that our node operator created by us has both reward manager address on the connected address, but also we have a manager role on the node operator 3 at the moment. So we can switch to it and go to the dashboard. And now we see that this node operator has 5 active keys, so it is actually running validators on the consensus layer. And there are also a limit. It is set because actually I was required to exit my keys, but I didn't do it, and in timely manner, basically. So my node operator was limited with this amount of keys. And I also withdrawn 5 keys from the network, and I was able to unlock a bond and withdraw the bond I have provided for these validators. And here we see rewards. It consists of 2 parts. The first one is actually rewards. It is the part of fees created in favor of the protocol. And the excess bond, it is a little bit tricky because, as I said, module stores bond not in the ETH, but in STETH. And it means that because STETH itself is a rebasing token, so basically with every 24-hour on mainnet, it becomes a little bit more in terms of ETH. You earn with your bond as well. So basically, in time, you will get something from your bond as well. So in this case, we see that we can basically claim both of it simultaneously. And yep, and also we can select the token we would like to get our rewards. For now, we just go with STETH, and we can just do it in one transaction. And that's pretty much everything we need from management perspective for something. You're just uploading your keys. You keep your validators running, and eventually you just claim your rewards. It doesn't matter when and how. You can do it like every month, every year, whatever is like suitable for you. Anyway, it just takes a few transactions for the whole process. And yeah, now we have our rewards claimed. So now it's just 0 and some kind of dust. That's it. Yeah, but let's back to the new node operator. The problem with this is that I've just generated keys just right now, and I have like pretty much exposed mnemonic for this validator. But before keys being actually deposited by the protocol, you're still able to remove your keys to avoid them to actually be deposited. We can go straight to the keys tab and select keys that like weren't deposited, and click to remove them. I will just reject it for a moment because I forgot to mention one really important thing. Removing keys comes with a price. Actually, for the every remove operation, you will pay something because otherwise it is really easy to make it really often operation, but at the same time, the protocol expects from another operator, if they created a validator keys, they're supposed to be running, and they're supposed to be correct. And because of that, there is a small removal charge. It is a fee, which is applicable for, I will mention it one more time, it is for every single remove operation. So at this time, I will remove 2 keys at once, so I will just pay once. But if you will try to remove keys one by one, you will pay every time. So let's try to do it one more time. Boom. We have our keys removed. We have nothing here on the dashboard, and we also see that we now available to claim just released bond, just because we removed the keys. The module has no requirements to keep any bond for the protocol, so we can claim it back. But as you can see, it is a little bit lower than it was before, just because the charge fee was applied for the node operator. And the last thing I would like to show here is probably the external dashboards. Beacon Chain has a really nice dashboard for up to 20 validators, and you can see history of your node operator and basically track its performance. Performance matters because we understand it is crucial to actually have our validators up and running. That's pretty much it, and awesome. I just, I think it's locked. Okay. Yeah, the last speech for today. CSM introduced such a thing as a bond curve per a validator. So basically, we can define how much ETH it is required for our bond for every single validator. And because of that, we can create a pretty personalized curves, and we have a special ones. It's called it's curve for early adopters, and it means that if your address is in this early adopters list, you will be able to create your the very first validator with a discount in the price. So for example, 1.5 ETH instead of 2 ETH as it works for the rest of the node operators. And to be added in the list, you have a few options. First, it is to be the already identified solo stakers and be, for example, in the rated list, and you probably already will be in the early adopters list as well. The second option is to join CSM testnet and keep your validators running for at least months with a decent performance. Unfortunately, I think it's not the case at the moment, just because we will do a snapshot on the 3rd of September or something, so basically have no time. But there is another option, and it is about this. You can claim your OAuth and basically hunt for different OAuths on different Lido Community Staking events, and you will able to earn enough points to get included in the early adopters list and get the reduced requirements for the very first validator on CSM. Thank you. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you. You showed the way how to establish your node operator, right?
Node operator, right?
You use keys, use MetaMask. Is it possible to do that with just smart contract code with Solidity? I mean, I want to apply that on my 4.6 volt to do that automatically, and I want to create my own interface and allow my users to do that. Is it possible? Or
yeah, in general, just smart contracts. So you just have to call the function, submit, create node operator with deposit data in it, with addresses or something, and you can do it from whatever account on the Ethereum network, even if it is a smart contract, another smart contract, for example, it doesn't matter. So you just have to follow the integration, basically to understand what function to call. That's it.
Anybody else? Any questions?
Awesome. Thank you.